again, back with another your Southern Fix video. Today I want to show you how to, I got a lawnmower here, Husqvarna. Put gas in it, it's going right through the carburetor into the exhaust system until the tank's empty. So that's telling me it's got some trash in the carburetor. Needle valve ain't shutting off. One of them 2 or 3 things there. I'm going to take it off, show you how to clean it, put it back on, and see how it does. It should run like a top afterwards. There's another little trick with a pin in it that's just like a shut-off valve, but don't have to have it. I'm going to show you how to eliminate that where you'll never have another problem with it. Alright, let's get with it. It said it's right here. Hope everybody can see. I got a bolt here, a bolt here. Got one in the top up here. Go ahead and try to take this bolt out. Start with. This is the same situation on pretty much any lawnmower. So take that one off. Then we got another one up in here. You have to get a different socket because it's a little bit different size. It's a little smaller. Take it off. Get y'all a little closer here as soon as I get this carburetor off and show you what we're going to deal with. Just pop that off. Pop the carburetor off back here. In the back, you got a rubber hose. Just pull it, and it pulls right off. Just lay this piece here down. As you can see, here's the carburetor. It's now loose. And just unplug these wires on this valve at the bottom. I just pulled that off, which that's what I was just fixing to show you all, that I'm going to eliminate that because that's probably what's causing all my problems. They put these on back in the day. Back in the day, they used to just take these I'll show you here in a minute. Back in the day, they used to just take these little bolts and stick in the bottom. Back in the day, they used to just take a little bolt, stick in the bottom of there to hold the float bowl on. Then they started using these things, and they ain't done nothing but cause all kinds of problems for all kinds of people. So what they are, they got a little pin up in the top. When this quits working right, that pin goes up, shuts your gas off, and your mower won't run. You're wondering why it ain't getting gas. It's clean, brand new filter, full tank of gas, and you ain't getting any gas to the motor. And what it is it's in that pin. Let me grab me some gas here. Just take a little cup, anything like this, pour you a little bit of fresh gas in it so you got something to clean with. Might be able to get some out of this carburetor gas line once I pull it off. Because I know it's got good gas in it. It's right here, pull this hose clamp. That way the gas don't leak out. I'm just going to lay the carburetor down there for a second and see if any gas leaks up this line. That's pretty well empty. It drained it all. Just by itself, not even running. So I just put it up here like this, out of the way. The gas getting like gold nowadays, ain't it? So That's good, strong, fresh gas. So what we're going to do here now, okay, I got me a wrench. This is a 1/2 inch. It's got a little nut on there, so I can put the thin wrench on it. Just break it loose a little bit. It'll come off with your hand. You can see the gas leaking out of it now. Take that completely off. See that little pin right there? That little pin right there is what I'm talking about. See, when it quits working, it stays up. It won't let your carburetor get any gas. We're going to start with that. But we're going to do the whole carburetor, but we're going to start out with that. What I like to do, grab a hold of this pin with a pair of pliers. And then I try to snap it off, wiggle it back and forth. To make sure I see which way I'm going with it. I like to wiggle it back and forth. And snap it off just like that right there to where there ain't nothing to stick up in that carburetor, shut your gas off. Then when you hook this back up, put this back in, you don't have to plug nothing into it, and it'll work just as good as new. You'll never have no more problems out of it. Let's put it that way. My float bow fell off there. What I want to do with it, take and dip it in this cup of gas I got. Get any dirt and debris out of it. Make sure it's good and clean in there. Because like I said, all my gas was just running right through the carburetor and not doing what it's supposed to do, is running right through the carburetor and the exhaust pipe and start that thing up, and it's just burning raw gas in the muffler. And that's not safe, for one thing, and for another thing, it's never going to run right like that. So the plug bow's clean. I'm going to lay it up here on a clean spot. Then I'm going to take this float. See, I got this pin right here. I'm going to pull this pin out slowly. I'm going to lay it down here where it ain't going to get lost. Okay, then you're going to pull this float up. It's going to have the needle valve still hanging on it. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing. Dip it in gas. Make sure you got the dirt off of it. And then we're going to lay it right here in a clean spot. Okay. Now, we're going to take this gas and we're going to pour it down in these little holes in the bottom of the carburetor. Down. That ran down fine. That ran down fine. That's telling me all the jets and everything are clean in the carburetor. You can do this wherever you want to. Worried about losing grass or whatever, you know, in certain spots. But where I'm at right now, it don't really matter. So, but now I'm good and clean. Everything's getting gas through it. Rag here, and I'm gonna wipe all this down real good. And I'm gonna put my mouth right here on this piece. Blow through everything. Tastes like crap, but long as you gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. Now, next step. We'll pick the float back up. We'll set it right back down at the needle valve. Make sure it goes back down in the seat right there. Just let it drop in place. Then we're going to take the little needle pin and we're going to put the float back down. And we're going to put the needle pin back in it. Just like that. Okay. That ought to be good and clean. Then we're going to take this valve right here. And we're going to take the float bowl. And we're going to put it back together. You see here, make sure everything's still good and clean. Alright. Get that gas off of here. Okay. Make sure this gasket's looking good up here. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Another thing you want to make sure, you got an O-ring right here. You want to make sure that O-ring goes in around the bottom of the carburetor. I like to put it on the carburetor rather than putting it on the bowl, because I put it on the carburetor first, it's got a good lip right there to hold it in place for you, so it don't fall off. If you put it on the bowl first, there's a lip there too, but chances of it falling off are very good. You're gonna say, what happened? I got a leak. Well, you either got that in a bad spot, and if you'll look right there, this carburetor has been apart before because it has a little dent in it and it's not touching the threads. I'm going to tap just that centerpiece down a little bit. So I get a look. If you'll look and see, you'll see that the threads are touching all the way around. So now take this piece that we broke that pin off. Got a gasket on it already, see that? You screw that in there. So it's going to hold the float bowl back on there tight. And we're going to tighten that up. Then we're going to take this wrench, put it on there, and snug it down. That's as tight as it needs to be, right there. Okay, now we'll put this carburetor back on. It should run good and shouldn't leak through the exhaust system no more. It's going right through the head, right into the muffler, and really ain't a whole lot you can do about it. So we're going to wait till last, put the gas line back on, go ahead and put the carburetor back on it, and she should run like it should, like it's supposed to anyway. Okay, remember, we got to put our linkage bars on first. So we'll start with that one. That one's on. Then we'll come over here and we'll get this one on. Those are both on. Right here you got a little spring, and that's what kicks everything back and forth when you let off the gas. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a pain to get on, but it's not that bad. Better if you got a little more sunlight. So I'm going to try to weasel that weight back up in there. Very tight little spring for what it is. Okay, she's on there. Well, this bolt right here is sometimes a pain to get straight. So you got to kind of pull it back out. I don't know why they made one way and one the other. I'm sure they had their reason for it. I've took many of these apart, and this could be an issue right here, being a. So that one's running fine. That's a check the governor. Okay. Let's see here. There's that. Now, this right here, this plate, we're going to try to get it back on there, and that can be aggravating with this one bolt that don't stay in place. It always wants to push back into the motor. You got to kind of try to get your hand in behind it and hold it. Well, that bolt was a bit of a problem, but we got it. It's all back on there. So, let me get my other socket here and ratchet. It's a little bit smaller. Got one more bolt up the top. Go ahead and put it in. Then we'll put a little gas in this thing. We're going to see what it's going to do. Alrighty, here's that. Just enough gas in it to see what it's going to do. Make sure it's going to run alright. Like I was saying, we'll go ahead and just tape up those two wires on the bottom. One of them's a hot one on the ground. You don't need them. All they do is make your lawnmower not run and make you not be able to figure out what it is. And it does nothing. Like I said, all it does is make you have to take your lawnmower to the shop because you can't figure out what's wrong with it. So, the way I am, if I get a lawnmower, I can go buy a brand new one. And right off of the bat, got a little pin in there. I'm going to pull that off. And I'm going to take that pin and I'm going to snap it off and get rid of it right off the bat. Unplug it. And she should run. So, let's see what she's going to do. Should shouldn't leak no gas through to the mufflers no more. But it's going to burn some smoke right now because it's been sitting there with a half tank in it and it's gone. Just went right into the muffler. Always, when you lose gas like that, always check that oil level. Make sure that gas didn't go into that engine box. You could blow that engine up if you got about that much gas in there with your oil. No gas smell on the oil. So, we're good there. Well, let's see what she's going to do. Get the brake going. She's trying. Well, sounds good. I think she's going to work. Everything's clean. That one bolt, you're always going to have a problem out of it. I don't know what to tell you other than if you put a little tension against the carburetor bolt with your hand, it'll hold that bolt in place for you while you can get that nut on there. But you're still going to have some problems out of it no matter what you do. But, I mean, it took me 20 minutes, and the motor starts right up. What smoke you're seeing there coming out of it a little bit here and there, that's what gas is already drained into the exhaust system. It's going to smoke a little bit till it burns all that off. It will take it 20 minutes, probably 30 minutes of mowing for it to do that. But that's pretty much all there is to it. But you got one that won't run, or you got one that's gas is disappearing and you don't know why, check your oil first. Make sure make sure you don't have any oil in your gas. Or gas in your oil, rather. And if you don't, then it's going right through the carburetor, through the fuel line, through the carburetor, into the muffler. And it's just laying in there. When you crank it up, you get all this smoke. It's still going to crank it and run, but it ain't going to run right. And you ain't going to have no gas when you go to the motor yard. Look how expensive gas is right now. You don't want to do that. So, if I let it sit right here and check it this afternoon, I'll still have gas in the gas tank now that I've got rid of that pin and cleaned that carburetor with just a little bit of gas. So, everything's good to go. We'll put the breather back on it here real quick. Take this thing and set it right up in there. Got a little notches that goes on it. Now if there's any dust. Ain't hardly. That's pretty clean. Got a little dirty color to it, but it's, other than that, it's alright. Can you take this? Stick it right back on there. Make sure you get the hole right there. It's in there and on there. Take this and make sure it's getting lined up before you get too far with the top one. That one's in there. Tighten this top one up. And that should be good to go. What you want to do is kind of take anything that'll scratch. Take anything that'll scratch. Mark the level in your gas tank with a little scratch, a permanent marker, anything like that. That way when you come back out later in the day or tomorrow, whatever, you'll be able to tell if you lost any more gas. If you hadn't lost any more gas by the next morning or something, you ain't got no problem. Everything's fixed. Everything's running. You ain't going to have no more problems out of it. But believe me, that pin that I snapped off, that causes problems in every mower I've seen. Sooner or later. Let's see what we got. Whoa, now turn the key a little more. Well, guys, I hope that helped you out. You know, I know that bolt looked a little intimidating, but that's nothing to it. You just gotta, like I said, if you get that carburetor on there, you kind of hold the bottom of that carburetor over tight against that bolt. It'll hold it in place while you get that nut on there. Get the bolt through the breather box, and shouldn't, you know, that takes a minute to get just that one bolt. Other than that, don't forget to put the fuel line on first, like I did. Don't forget to put the breather hose on before you put that breather on, or it's got to come back off after all that time it took you to get that bolt in there. And so, hope this helps you. Like I said, this is just a spare lawnmower. But like I said, you pour gas in there, price of gas, and it goes right through the muffler and hits the ground. You lost money all there, you know. So, but I appreciate you watching another Southern Fix video. And like I said, I hope this helped you out. Better take it to the shop, pay all that money just for them to dip it in gas, break that pin off there, stick the carburetor back on it. So, love y'all. Please subscribe to my channel. And I'll get back with you with another good Your Southern Fix video soon. And I think that's pretty much going to probably be my winterizing of the boat motor that we did in the past. Taking the oil injection system off of. It's getting cold. We had a good cold night here last night, and so it's getting about that time. So I'm going to show you all how to easily winterize your outboard boat motors and have the confidence to go to sleep at night at 10 degrees or 8 degrees or whatever. forever and not worry about your motor's going to bust or crack or anything, and it'll fire right up come spring. So thank you for watching another one of my videos, and I appreciate it if you'd like and subscribe, and we're out of here.